Hi, I'm Fiona Banes from Time for Marriage, and this is Becky Francis, a psychosexual therapist. And we just thought it'd be really useful to answer some questions about marriage that maybe don't get talked about in public very much. So you might want to send in a question to questions@timeformarriage.org.uk. And today we're going to ask, we've got a question about, is it okay to use sex toys? And, we're in a world where, there's so much confusion over this issue, especially as Christians. We don't talk about sex. We don't talk about sex, let alone whether it's okay to use sex toys. And yet also on the sidelines, we're hearing a lot the whole 50 Shades of Grey thing and the whole bondage stuff. And we're not allowed to talk about any of that. So, that's a lot of the reason why I thought it'd be really good for us to talk to you, because you've got your psychosexual therapist hat on. You see a lot of this. You have to talk to couples about it. So what do you say to them? What's your opinion?
Well, the thing is, sort of secularly, I have to be careful because I'm not going to want to make a judgment. So people, one of the questions I'll ask is, do you use any sex aids at the moment? And sometimes people do. But the thing that the overriding sort of feeling I get is that people generally are okay about that. It's like, well, yeah, because isn't that what everybody does? And of course it isn't what everybody does. And then there are some people who just, it's not something that they want to embrace. And I think the thing is, like we always say, it comes back down to communication and about what is going to be okay in the boundaries of your relationship. And so I have my personal views on that, you'll have your personal views on that, but it's about being open to discussion on it. And I don't think there's a blanket yes or no answer to it, actually. And one of the things that really, really frustrates me and distresses me, actually, in sometimes with people that I see where they have this view of what they think sex should be like. So it's about orgasming at the same time. It's about a loving act that has to be. They have to have all their ducks lined up for it to be what they feel is proper sex.
But that's because that's what, again, we've said this before on other episodes. We've portrayed that in the media. In the movies, when couples have sex, they always orgasm. At the same time, there is no tissues,
no mess. It's all very easy, and nobody gets up afterwards. They snuggle down and go to sleep, and it's all perfect. Yeah. And actually, the reality is that sex often isn't like that. And I think there are sexual myths out there that people think are that's the way things should be. So sex toys is a bit of a taboo. It's like, is that a bit sleazy? Is that a bit dirty? Is that, why would you need that? And I think you've got to take it as each individual couple as they are. And of course it's about bringing it into the couple relationship rather than it being a sex aid that you use on your own sexual gratification on your own. And that feels a bit sad then maybe, where it becomes something that is a prop for you on your own, and you're not bringing it into the relationship.
Exactly, then you're more likely to, if it focuses your attention away from your sexual relationship together, doesn't it? So that's what you're saying is not healthy.
Yeah, exactly. But interestingly, when I see perhaps a couple where the woman has a condition called vaginismus, which is the spasming of the lining of the vagina, and so sex is really painful, and they're in quite a lot of distress about that, obviously, and maybe they haven't even ever had intercourse, so it's a significant issue. And one of the aids that I use is I suggest that help with that is dilators, which isn't necessarily a sex toy, but also a vibrator. One couple had preferred to use a vibrator than they did the dilators. So, and that it really helps a woman get to understand in her own time, under her control, that her vagina will get ready and it will be okay to have sex and it won't be painful. but that's a process that you go through using a sex toy effectively.
So are you saying sex toys and sex aids are the same thing?
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. I think it's something. It's enabling something, a variety to bring into the relationship.
Yeah, because one suggests it's helping and the other one suggests it's playing, but actually we need both in our sex life to keep it interesting, especially when we've been married a long time, so we're not getting stuck in the same routine.
Exactly. So you're bringing and you might want to talk about sort of role plays or different imaginations or fantasies that involve your other person. It's not fantasies outside of the relationship, but they might involve different sort of situations or it's just imagination and playing with that, isn't it? I think the thing is with I don't know about other people, but sex toys has sort of seedy connotations to it, doesn't it, really? I think that's perhaps the sad reality of it, is that people think it's sort of negative.
But used within the marriage when it enhances our sex lives, it's not a bad thing.
No, I don't think so. But I think it is subjective. But again, it's about being honest with each other and open about that, what you bring into the couple relationship.
Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you. See you next time.